Hello everyone. We're going to be doing the subject of tails for tonight. Now tails can be used to determine if the null hypothesis is going to be rejected or not to be rejected, along with determining the critical value's state of it being a negative or positive number. So there's going to be three types of tails. One of them is two-tail, another one is left tail, and the last one is right tail. Now, left tail and right tail is often categorized as just one tail, as they only have one direction. And I'll show that direction in their figure later on. So, let's describe two-tail. Now, how do we know we're going to be dealing with a two-tail? Well, we're going to be referring to its alternative hypothesis, or H1. And if H1 symbol is using the not equal to sign, that means we're going to be dealing with a two-tail. Now, what does the two-tail look like? A two-tail, obviously, has two sides to it. A negative side and a positive side. Now, how we can use this information is by referring to the critical value. Now, when we find the critical value, we often just get a number, and we have to determine its positive or negative status by using the tails. So, with two-tail, its critical value status would be a positive and negative number. Now, let's move on to the left tail. So to determine when we're going to be dealing with the left tail is, again, we're going to be referring to H1, or the alternative hypotheses symbol. So in this case, when we're dealing with a left tail, or when we know we're going to be dealing with a left tail, is the less than symbol. So whenever the less than symbol is in the H1 or alternative hypothesis formula, we know we're going to be dealing with a left tail. So how does that look like? Left tail is only going to be occupying the left side over here, the negative side. And again, using it in a critical value way, the critical value would be a negative number. So with that done, let's go over to right tail. Now, when we're dealing with right tail, or when we know we're going to be dealing with right tail, again, we're going to refer back to the alternative hypotheses, or H1. In this case, we know we're going to be dealing with a right tail when it has a greater than symbol. So, again, when H1 has a greater than symbol in its little formula, we know we're going to be dealing with a right tail. Now, right tail looks something like this. Obviously, right tail will occupy the right space in which it would be a positive side, or a positive number. And I kind of already skipped that a little bit. The critical value would be a positive number, and that's the right tail. So that's the subject of tails. It's kind of brief. I really hope this helps. The way I use this is obviously the critical value seen below. The critical value has an undetermined status, so we use the tails to determine the status as obviously two-tail, plus and minus, left tail minus, right tail plus. Again, hope this helps, and thank you.